list of names together and you make arrangements to meet your sponsor or your upline or whoever you're working with to show them that list, because the list is like your blueprint. You want to reach out to the best people, but in order to attract the best people, you must have the proper approach. You've got to learn how to present value to people. Does it make sense so far? And once you reach out to them and you pique their interest about what you're doing, and you invite them to a presentation. So as my sponsor said to me, he says, spend 90% of your time talking about me and 10% about the business. And that's all I did. You need to meet this gentleman. He has achieved so much success, right? And I just kept talking about him. And guess what? They came, they listened, they paid attention, and they responded. It's not like I couldn't explain the business now, but I wanted the people that joined to follow the same process. Can you do that? Yes. It's difficult for some people because we want to make ourselves the deal. We want to make ourselves the deal because in all the other things we do, we got to make ourselves the deal. In this business, you got to unlearn something, right? So as a one-man said, if you want to walk in my shoes, the first thing that you have got to do is take yours off. Right? That's the bottom line. So if you want what the people that are having success, if you want what they have, you can have it. But you must be willing to do the things that they are doing. It's very simple. Zig Ziglar said it better. He said, you know what? You can have as much that you want. You can everything that you want, you can get. If you are willing to help other people get what they want. So your job is to learn how to do this business. Now, let's talk about something else quickly. People are coming to these presentations to make life-changing decisions. Would you all agree with that? Yes. They are dissatisfied with their life the way it is, and they want to bring about some changes in their lives. So your job is to have an image that when they look at you, because that's all they have to go by, they don't know you. But when people see that you are dressed appropriately, when they come, they can focus on the information. Is that clear? So now, you arrive early to the presentation. If it starts at 7:30, you need to be here on time. You don't come late because it's very distracting. And guess what? Your guests are, if you present this business to them properly, they're going to come on time because they want to get the most out of it. Right? So you arrive early. Start on time. You finish on time. You make sure that your cell phones are turned off or on vibrate. You keep the temperature and you keep the mood positive and friendly. This is not a place for negativity. Right? I tell people, if you're negative, man, like in New York, I tell people all the while, leave your negativity outside in your car. When you go back, both your car and the negativity will be gone. Right? Don't bring it in here. We don't want it in here. Right? We tell them that all the while. This is a place that you need to have positive energy. Right? At the end, the before and at the end of the presentation, make certain that you introduce your prospects to other IBOs in the room. If you know that Navarro is in the insurance field, and you bring someone to the meeting who is in that field, you make sure you edify Navarro and you take them to meet him. Is that clear? Yes. Because they can talk their insurance stuff. Is that clear? Yes. And if you know someone is in the healthcare or the medical or the engineering, you find other disciplines in the room, and those are the people that you want to expose your people to. Is that understood? Yes. All right. At the end, you do the same thing. When you come to the presentation, you sit with your guests. Just don't open the door, put them in, and you go in the back and go hang out. Sit beside it. Is that understood? Okay. Remain in your seat throughout the presentation. That's what your job is. Stay in your seat. I mean, this is training, so we do allow people to go, back and forth from time to time. But during that presentation, that's a life-changing moment. And you don't want to be up and down because guess what? It can be very distracting. And somebody may be in the process of making a decision. And because you got up, all attention is what? Focus on you. Is that clear? So you want to stay in your seat. Don't interrupt the presenter during the presentation. This is training. You can ask me anything. But during the overview of the business, do not interrupt the presenter. I had one guy once at a presentation, and all he wanted to do was to ask questions. You know what I said to him? And that's why you learn how to do some things in this business. I said, listen, could you hold your question to the end? Because I'm sure that the concern that you have will be addressed during the presentation. And he insisted I said, okay. And he asked a question, and I answered the question. I said, no, do me a favor. Keep all future questions to the end. Because I said to him, because I've explained this business to some very average and ordinary people. And they understand it. And you strike me as an above average person. Ooh. So you should have no difficulty grasping what I'm saying. He said, okay, no problem. Right? Because he had to prove to me that he was an above average person. Right? So he never interrupted me thereafter. You understand that? So you got to learn how to handle these things. You let them know right up front. Listen, the issues that you are asking right now will be addressed during the presentation. If not, I'll be more than happy to address them after. But I've explained this business to some average and ordinary people, and they grasp it. So an above average person like you should have no difficulty understanding what I'm saying. That's how you shut them up in a diplomatic way. Right?